banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. As of this morning, summer officially over. It's time for autumn football, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. Got a man complete, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Here we go. Here we go. 11.
Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The Bengals at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They felt they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
Not the desired outcome, but probably won't be the last time we see them take a shot downfield.
Again, it's Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 38-yard line. Now it's Burrow. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
A run with Jones on first down, not going to yield much. A yard tops, second down coming up.
No doubt about it, a really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground. Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Well, they tried to catch him by surprise, I think, there with that little pop pass on 3rd down, but no luck.
You're right about no luck, but I did like the idea. I like the thought process. Make an unconventional call on 3rd down sometimes. It can pop big. In this case, it didn't.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week. He's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
From the 24, Watson. He finds his man. It's Charlie Kohler. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Now a first down carry by Jones. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
When they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Nobody leaked. Big play. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the one. The middle linebacker at 4-3, so often the captain of the defense gets them all lined up, and the captain made a great read there to snuff that play out.
And sometimes all of your best laid plans of play design, your X's and O's, they can't always account for individual effort defensively. And this was one of those times.
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Chuba Hubbard, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build.
Here we go, here we go.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. It's Mixon on the counter. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Here we go, here we go.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
11, 11.
Burrow will throw. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. After the penalty, it's Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Browns drive about to get started. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Watson now to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long after that sack. What does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll look to throw. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off. Blake Gillikin on to punt now on 4th down. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Johnson to return it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A good head-down running on the return, gets about 15 yards. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position.
Here we go. Here we go. Stop.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Again, it's Mixon. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Bengals go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. On 1st and 10, Watson. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. So he rolls out of the pocket left, just ends up finding a safety valve, but no gain there.
No gain, but it looked like they were well coached on the play, because he still went through his progressions, and the receivers know that when the quarterback exits the pocket, they have defined routes to run now to get into his sight lines and try and help him out. End up throwing it short to the running back. Give the defense credit for not giving up any yardage. Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Fournette. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. Touchdown, Browns! David Njoku, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll swing this out to Fournette. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Coming up on 2nd and 7. To throw is Watson. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make the play.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw, Watson. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get to 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Here we go on 4th. Watson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings it back. Can you believe it? An offensive disaster on the final play of the first half.
They just had to hold on to the ball.
So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead now up to 14. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this 3rd quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he'll be out of bounds. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Browns come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, They know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You got to be careful right here.
And he'll get about 3 up past the 25.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Zadarius Smith with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. It sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments to prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. On 2nd and 12, Watson. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. Short completion, just 4 yards. And 3rd and 8 now. They're in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Fournette, a 1st down carry. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Now Watson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to get it back here just past the 35. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He'll find his man, that's Taylor again. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. The 2 big plays right in succession as this one goes for 27. Mixing up the middle. And the ball is knocked out. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. So turnovers, Charles, you figure will be key in the 2nd half, and that's a big giveaway there.
Yeah, and as you and I both know, coaches are always preaching ball security, and none more often than right here in the 2nd half of a tight football game. Now you've got to believe what the coaches are saying and take care of that football.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 110 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like right at the 40. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Joseph Osai. credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Up the middle, Jones. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Straight ahead with Hubbard. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Right back to Hubbard. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. On the handoff, running left is Hubbard. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Watson, a little touch pass on the jet sweep. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. On 2nd down, it's Jones. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Watson. Touchdown! Ronald Jones, an 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First play of the drive going for 14 and a first down.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the fourth quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mays used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on second down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Watson. And this, incomplete. He tried to check it down to his running back and nearly had the ball picked.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Here's Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. All tied up, less than 2 minutes to go. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Mixon will try the right side. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
Here we go,
2nd and 9 from the 44. Now Burrow. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Burrow. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down.
The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. So all eyes now locked on Evan McPherson. His first attempt of the afternoon, and it's for the win. And his kick here is good. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
Well, it took us until the final play, Charles, to officially decide a winner, although on that last play they were so backed up it would have taken a miracle, and they couldn't get that miracle done.
Well, I like how you stayed with it because we both knew that this had to go down to the last play, and neither side was going to exhale until that play concluded because we've seen the improbable before. A couple of laterals, maybe some poor defense on the back end. They might have gone all the way to the end zone. In this case, though, it didn't happen. Perhaps next time.
So for Cincinnati, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.